Hi Woodridge family, it's always a pleasure to update everyone on some of the things that we're doing as a church to support vulnerable families in our community. November is National Adoption Month, and I wanted to let you know a few things we do on an ongoing basis to support foster and adoptive families. A lot of you know that our church runs a closet for those families. So often placements come in without any prior knowledge and folks don't have any items for those kids. Think clothes, toys, if you have babies, smaller items, bedding even. So just our closet has all of those for all ages, and it allows families to come in and shop for whatever those needs may be. Since we opened in August, we have served 32 families and 80 kids, which is crazy, but I'm so thankful for that. And Katina, one of our own foster parents, does a tremendous job of organizing and running our closet. So how can you help? I get asked this a lot. You can find all of our current needs and information on how to donate and volunteer on our Facebook group. So all you have to do is if you go on Facebook, you can go to Northeast Houston Foster Closet, or that's what you can search. We also run that in our weekly email under the mission section, a link to volunteer to sign up. But on that Facebook group, you can find an Amazon wish list, our current needs, for example, winter clothing, how you can donate, and all of those things. And it's just so fun following and watching families in our community work together to meet those needs. In addition, Woodridge is working with the Riverside Project and other local churches to create a website for foster adoptive kinship families to access churches and resources in our community. This is one of the gaps that we have found in serving the families. Like, we have all of these resources and all of these things available to help, but we don't know where those families are, even though we know they're here. So this is just kind of a one-stop shop where they can go and they can get all of the help they need, and allows us, especially if they don't have a church home, to come alongside and help while they're doing this tough work. If you ever want to talk about foster care, adoption, or how you can support families, I'd be more than happy to chat over a cup of coffee or even a Diet Coke. There are lots of different ways that you can support families, and I'd love, again, to visit with you. Another thing that we're doing and I love when some of our nonprofit organizations collaborate. It's so much fun for me to see it and to be a part of it, and for our church to be a part of it. And so 3 of the organizations that we work with, Family Promise, which is our homeless care ministry that we work with, Lifeline Pregnancy Care Center, and Community Pregnancy Centers, the mobile ultrasound unit, they are all collaborating together at the Promise House here in Humble to open a satellite office for women dealing with crisis pregnancies. That satellite office is open on Mondays and Fridays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And so it's kind of fun because Family Promise is providing the office space for those volunteers to meet with, do the parenting classes, counsel the women, and also a space for the baby boutique. That's how a lot of crisis pregnancy centers work. Moms can come in, do parenting classes. They'll usually get bucks or baby bucks that allows them to shop that baby boutique for baby items. In fact, some of the items that come in for our foster closet, if we have too many baby items, we actually send them over there to that baby boutique for crisis pregnancy centers. And then another fun part of that is the Community Pregnancy Center. They provide the mobile bus unit for ultrasounds for the moms to see their babies. So one of the ways that we're hoping to kind of plug in our spot there is to work with these groups to offer some opportunities for mentorship and social events for families through our Embrace Grace program that we run here. That's something that we might also start running over at that satellite office, or pieces of that. So again, how can you help? If you're interested in volunteering with these ladies, just shoot me an email and I can get you connected over there. And again, you can find all of the volunteer opportunities on our website or on the weekly email under the mission section. You can also find links to our community podcast, our community outreach podcast, which we have interviews with Family Promise. With that podcast, we also have interviews with Lifeline Crisis Pregnancy Center and just some of the other organizations that we work with. So again, always feel free to shoot me an email or give me a call if you want to learn more about what we're doing in our community, because we're doing a lot and there's lots of different ways that you can get plugged in. So I get asked often, this is kind of a side note, how can you foster? How can you do all that you're doing? It has to be so hard, or you're so busy. And I have to be honest, working with vulnerable families that are experiencing crisis and brokenness is hard and messy. If we're honest, working with people just in general can be hard and messy because of our brokenness. Yet I was reminded of my why when I read this quote recently by, I think it was Jason Johnson. The more we see the strength and rebellion of our sin and brokenness, the more we see the glory and love involved in the work of Jesus for us. He is God with us. And it's simple. Outreach work and working with vulnerable families, while it's hard, or just anything that when we engage people, it's hard, but it always points me back to Jesus. And it's only through his power and grace that I can do any of this. of what we do. And I love that. I love that His grace is sufficient for us. And thank you for serving alongside me and our church. What a blessing it is to experience Emmanuel, God with us this holiday season. Thank you.